Do you hear the birds chirping? The trees creaking? The rustling of bushes? Sounds like an ordinary forest, right? Wait, is that a giant tree stump? Welcome to Mosslingen, a village deep in the woods of Teratopia. It is hidden between two existing environments, the wetlands to the west and the mountains to the north, and is home to the Mosslings. These cute creatures have inhabited these lands for centuries, living their lives in synergy with nature. Humans have only recently discovered their existence, and the Mosslings are inviting us to their village with open arms. Mosslings are never-seen-before creatures born from the earth. Stemming from trees, they vary in size and shape and wear organic patterns of moss. They are friendly at heart, curious, and creative. Although wise in the ways of nature, their playful and oblivious character can sometimes lead to some clumsy situations. Let's take a closer look at where they live. When guests start their journey into Mosslingen, they approach forgotten paths left to time. As they venture further, they stumble upon a small town square where Mosslings have made their home within boulders and towering trees. An intertwining structure of fine, root-like threads can be spotted throughout Mosslingen. This is a mycelium, a powerful network of fungi, and it plays an important part in Mosslingen's ecosystem and everywhere else in the world. The strands gather around a large decaying tree stump next to the town square. Deep below lies the central mycelium, Mosslingen's core, which holds the forest's nature in balance. Mosslingen covers a total surface of 14,500 square meters and features 2 food outlets, 2 retail locations, as well as a meet and greet spot. Secluded from the town square lies an interactive forest, which provides guests with a low-sensory environment to relax and learn about local ecosystems. The main visual draw is a giant tree stump covered in mushrooms called the Great Trunk. An adventure trail takes guests into the treetops and past the Great Trunk, giving them a view over the forest and the rest of Teratopia. Underneath, a path guides guests into the hollow interior of the tree stump, where they discover countless mushroom threads leading to the central mycelium below. Here, guests can experience a bright and dazzling light show between decay and rebirth. And lastly, Mosslingen's main attraction is Mush, Mosslingen Underground Understand and Search House. This indoor tracked dark ride has a total size of 1,900 square meters and provides Teratopia with an immersive, themed experience. It expands on Mosslingen's storyline and connects with the core message of the park. Mosslingen's design is quirky and playful, with luscious colours of vegetation contrasted by warm earth tones of ancient woods. Like here in the Mosslingen Mini Market, one of the retail outlets. Organic shapes and materials dominate the area and show off Mossling culture in balance with nature. Another big part of Mossling culture is food. In line with core Mossling beliefs, food offerings within Mosslingen are going to be plant-based, like here at the Shroom Stump Service, a quick service window location for hungry explorers on the go. Or if guests prefer a proper Mossling-style feast, they can indulge in local delicacies in the Dining Dugout, a table service restaurant that offers the chance to watch Mossling chefs prepare their signature dishes. Across Mosslingen, menus will offer plant-based meat alternatives primarily using mushroom protein. This not only ties in with the presence of mushroom growth in Mosslingen, but is also one step towards reaching Teratopia's sustainability goals. Mosslingen's e-ticket attraction is Mush, a fast-paced, family-friendly experience with changing speeds through caverns and forests, filled with hilarious moments and an underlying educational message. It features a pre-show, 13 scenes, and a retail outlet at the attraction's exit. A separate accessible entrance, loading area, and vehicle are also provided to allow all guests to enjoy this experience. Carefully placed lighting effects, animatronics, and audio bring to life Mosslingen's underground and out-of-control forest, as well as an overrun Mosslingen town square. Mush invites guests to travel downwards into the caverns below Mosslingen, where curious Mosslings perform tasks and research on the local environment. In a pre-show, assistant Mosslings introduce guests to mycelia and its real-world powers to communicate across wide ranges, send nutrients, and spread through all manners of life. This is led by Moy Matling, the eccentric head of Mush. Moy announces a groundbreaking growth-stimulating formula to accelerate plant growth. They invite guests on a tour around the facility using their all-terrain lecture automobile, and guests are taken further into the caverns below as their journey begins. Welcome to Mush. Guests are shown what the Mosslings are up to underground as they try to understand the various curious oddities that fill their home, including the power of mycelia. Guests are taken into the presentation of Professor Moy's growth formula, in which a curious assistant immediately crashes into the formula. As it pours into the ground, guests exit the scene. Everything quickly goes wrong, as various tendrils of enlarged mycelia break through the wall. It's not safe here anymore, and Moy sends the guests down an emergency escape cavern that leads them outside. Guests find themselves in what seems to be the safety of the forest, but something's off. Over the horizon, gigantic mushrooms now tower in the sky, and even worse, guests are face to face with a formula-charged tree stump that has turned itself into a cannon. As it fires enlarged acorns across the forest, the guest's vehicle continues to dodge and weave itself to safety. Guests continue to be thrown into bizarre moments in a forest turned upside down by the effects of Moy's growth formula. During a dangerous encounter, a remorseful Moy gives guests access to an experimental reverse formula, which he now thinks can turn things back to what they once were. Guests make their way through a Mosslingen town square overgrown with mysterious harmonizing mushrooms, which turns into an impromptu classic Mosslingen jamboreeing shindig. But within one of the Mosslingen homes is a path back underground, where hopefully, guests can find the central mycelium and bring things back to balance. Moy and the assistant meet the guests in a crumbling central mycelium cavern, the core that everything is connected to in Mosslingen. With a swift smack of a mushroom button, the reverse formula is sprayed across the room, saving Mosslingen. Mosslingen is all about discovering a way of life in harmony with our environment. Although Mosslingen itself is a fantastical place, its relationship with nature is deeply rooted in scientific facts. Themes of conservation, sustainability, and the cycle of life can be found across the Mosslingen area and its activities. We believe the Mosslings offer an approachable way to raise awareness for these important topics, while providing a family-friendly experience that everyone can enjoy. We from 7 Seas Creative Studio hope you enjoyed this introduction to Mosslingen. From all of us, and the Mosslings, thank you for your attention and your time.